How's it going? Coach Colin Castell here with Shot Mechanics Basketball, and welcome to another edition of NBA Shooting Secrets. This time, we're going to break down Steve Kerr. Alright, so sometimes people forget that Steve Kerr was one of the purest jump shooters ever to play in the NBA. He's got a lot of awesome mechanics on his jumper that I think you can probably add into your game. So as we go through and we break down these mechanics that I like, I want you to think about, how you can probably plug them into your jumper to improve your shooting percentage right away. Alright, but first, before we get into it, this video is brought to you by Shooters Rev and the Evo 1 basketball. The Evo 1 basketball is an awesome basketball that has a micro sensor inside of it that reads and lets you know through an audible tone that you got perfect backspin. It's pretty much like having a shooting coach inside of your basketball. Now, I love that the Evo 1's super simple to use, it gets results, and it's a lot cheaper than a lot of those other high-tech basketballs that you see on the market. So if you're looking to get that perfect backspin on your basketball and increase your shooting percentage right away, I highly suggest the Evo 1 basketball, and you can get it at the link in the description. And if you use the promo code SHOTMEC, you're gonna get 10% off of your order. All right, now let's break down Steve Kerr's shooting mechanics.
All right, so the first thing that really sticks out when you look at Steve Kerr's stroke is that it's a smooth one-motion shot. That means that once it begins its shooting motion, the ball never stops on its way towards the basket. Now, one motion shot's really important, especially for smaller players, because it maximizes your upward potential into the basketball so you can shoot from further out. Notice how Kerr pulls the ball up to his set point or by his eyebrow. He keeps it in front of his head. That way ensures that the ball keeps moving straight up and never stops with a hitch. By using the smooth, non-stopping motion, he can use the power generated by his legs to go through his body and into the basketball. So I highly recommend figuring out if you have a one motion or a two motion shot. If you have a two motion shot, the ball's gonna rest on top of your head or behind it. Now, for the vast majority of players, they shoot better with a one motion jumper rather than a two motion jumper. So I would highly recommend testing out your jumper and seeing if the one motion works better for you. It's faster and you immediately get more range on your jumper. All right, the next thing I love about Steve Kerr's jumper is his deep ball dip, meaning that as he catches the ball, he dips it down to his belt line before going into his jump shot. By dipping the ball down as soon as he catches it, he generates way more power and momentum and rhythm than he would if he didn't. Now, I know a lot of coaches don't like their players to dip because they say it's slower than a regular catch and shoot. And although you might be able to get off a shot faster without a dip, you're gonna shoot a worse percentage, and really the difference in speed isn't enough to make it not worth your while. I like to think of it this way. Are you willing to sacrifice about 10% on your shooting percentage just to shoot maybe one extra shot a game? Probably not. And neither did Steve. So check out on this clip as he catches the ball around his shoulder height, he's gonna dip it down to his belt line and then move into a smooth one motion jumper, giving him that perfect momentum and power to generate the force into his shot and keep it on line and on target. So if I were you, I would definitely experiment with different dip depths. Some people like a small one, some people like a big one, and it works for a ton of great shooters, including Steve Kerr and me. And next, let's talk about a secret that pretty much nobody talks about but works really well for Steve Kerr, and that's his flat wrist. Now keep in mind, this doesn't work for everyone, but it worked really well for Steve Kerr, so it might work well for you. So the idea is that as the ball reaches your forehead or your set point, you're keeping your wrist straight instead of cocked back at a 90-degree angle. Now a lot of coaches will tell you that you need to have quote-unquote wrinkles in your wrist, meaning that your hand's cocked back and ready to snap forward on the release. But that doesn't necessarily feel comfortable or work for every single shooter. So if that's the case for you, experiment with flattening out your wrist and see if you get better results. This is actually an adjustment that can help a ton, especially if you're having a hard time getting a one motion shot. If you just can't break that two motion, try flattening out your wrist. That way you can't cock the ball back as you're going up towards the shot. So try it out. You just might find that this is the one key that's been holding back your jumper the entire time.
All right, don't forget, leave a comment in the comment section down below and let me know who you want to see next in the Shooting Secrets series. This is a channel for the people, by the people, and I run everything off of request. So go ahead, leave in the comment section down below, and that way I very well might get to it. And if you're new to Shot Mechanics, you're going to want to do two things. Number one, pop that subscription button down below because we put out a bunch of videos every week and they're going to get you better. And I don't want you to miss them. Number two, you're going to want to click the annotation up here, or for mobile viewers, the link in the description. That way you get a free copy of my circuit training workout. This is a scoring workout that's going to increase your scoring average the very first time you use it, and we're kind of re-changing the way you think about training. So go ahead and get that. It's a free little gift from us. Again, I'm Coach Colin Castell with Shot Mechanics Basketball. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, splash on.